In a world where most people are immortal cultivators, there's a man named Fung who has no spiritual roots. He thinks of himself as a good-for-nothing loser. But wait, there's a twist. This loser actually turns out to be one of the strongest cultivators in the entire realm. The best part? He doesn't even know about his own powers. So he lives his life as an ordinary human while everyone else treats him like the most powerful man on the planet. Our story starts in the Xi'an continent, which has the great power to cultivate immortality. One day, as an immortal was having a breakthrough, he told everyone that he had found a new technique to cultivate immortality. He said that it only took 3 minutes and that everyone who tried it would fall in love with it. After hearing those profound words of wisdom, the Xi'an continent became a major breeding ground for immortal cultivation. Our main character was named Yi Feng. He lived in a small town of mortals called Jiangping. However, Yi Feng wasn't born in this world. He was actually transferred here since he played the Immortal Cultivation Simulator for over 90 hours straight. It was like a dream for him since he could actually cultivate immortality now. He remembered that people who were usually thrown into different realms were accompanied by a system. Just then, a muscular man showed up and held Fung in a chokehold. He claimed that he was the savior that every traverser looked forward to. This man was the system that Fung mentioned earlier. He called himself the Golden Finger. As expected, Fung couldn't believe what he was witnessing. He stared at the guy in disbelief, but Golden Finger told him to stop staring even though he had the best figure in the entire Golden Finger world. My man looks like he is wearing a bee costume. He told Fung that he would acquire a system of martial arts that was unparalleled in the world. Fung had been waiting for this moment all along, so he got excited to know that he would finally be able to cultivate. However, the bee man told him that in order to cultivate, he needed to have spiritual roots. After this, he vanished into thin air exactly like he showed up. Fung was left stunned as all of his dreams were about to be shattered. He immediately went to the spiritual root testing center, but the results were negative. Even the guy working at the center was flabbergasted since he hadn't seen someone without a single trace of spiritual root. This meant that Fung's journey to become an immortal cultivator had finished before it even started. He tried to get over it by convincing himself that it was all meaningless. He had to live in this world as an ordinary human now. Bro had to resort to selling books to make ends meet. As Fung was busy thinking about his useless existence, 2 customers walked into his shop. They looked like cultivators, so Fung assumed that they were rich. He tried to charm them with his social skills, but since he was a mere human, one of the girls decided to leave. Seeing the customers leave, Fung pulled out his elite collection of books and started buttering up one of the girls. However, her elder sister wasn't ready to buy from a human since these objects were essentially useless to them. As she was dragging her little sister out of the shop, the sister literally turned into a She-Hulk. Anyways, the elder sister threw a gold coin at Fung and took the book. Fung screamed at her from behind, telling her that the actual price was 10 gold coins. He told them not to show their faces at his shop again, or he would beat them up. The sisters made their way out of the city with the book. The little sister got excited and told the older one to take a look at the book since it looked quite nice. Her elder sister unwillingly grabbed the book, and as soon as she saw it, she was transferred to another realm. She felt the space collapsing around her. It was a euphoric sensation that only cultivators could feel. It was the sensation of making a breakthrough. The girl had been working hard to break through, but her efforts were in vain. However, after reading only a page of Fung's book, she instantly broke through the great martial master. She started to wonder if Fung was a world-class martial expert. She decided that it was best to inform her master of this finding as soon as possible. The scene changed to the martial spirit realm, where we saw Lu Qingshan, the head of the castle Peak Gate, fighting a powerful wolf beast. As he was about to deal a final blow to the wolf, another guy sneaked in and finished the kill. The guy thanked Qingshan for his hard work, as this kill allowed him to break through to the martial king realm. Qingshan was furious since his sect had been hunting the demon for months and even suffered heavy casualties. The kill stealer was the ancestor of the Xuan Wu sect, and he couldn't care less. He warned Qingshan to go home if he didn't want to die. Qingshan got a bit scared since Xuan Wu had broken through to a higher realm by the kill he had stolen. There was no way he could fight him one-on-one. Xuan Wu told him that he would let him go if he could beat him at the death fight, which was in 3 days. Otherwise, he would obliterate him and his entire sect. The next day, at the Castle Gate sect, the disciples saw Qingshan focus hard on his meditation. If he wanted to have any chance of saving his sect, he needed to break through. They talk about how he had always stood firm against challenges in the past. Meanwhile, Qingshan was scared out of his mind. He had been trying to break through for years now, but wasn't successful. so the chances of him doing it in the next 2 days were very low. Just as he was thinking about his death, one of his disciples walked in and said that she had something to show him. The Satan girl bought a book from Fung. As Qing Shan saw the book, he started flaming her. However, she convinced him to look at the book. As soon as he glanced inside, he was also transported to a different dimension. After he came back, he had successfully broken through to the realm of King Wu. Meanwhile, Fung saw the light coming from his own house as he was eating some noodles. He started cursing at them since he couldn't cultivate himself. He leads others to a treasure that he cannot possess himself. Back at the Castle Peak Gate Sect, Qing Shan was ready to fight the Xuan Wu Sect. However, the girl just realized that she had disrespected Fung before she left, calling him immortal. She thought that he would destroy the entire Castle Peak Gate Sect if he got mad at them. Meanwhile, my man Fung was casually cooking some meat at the market. He had bought it with the same gold coin he got from scamming those 2 cultivators. Anyway, a small demon wolf was seen stealing meat from some shop owners. The wolf was actually a prince from the demon world, and its powers equal to only the strongest cultivators. However, the wolf had been framed, and its powers were exhausted, therefore it had to steal food from ordinary humans in order to survive. As the wolf was running, he saw Fung standing in its way, cooking his meat. The wolf couldn't take this level of disrespect and charged straight towards him with the intent of banishing him to the spirit realm. However, as it attacked Fung with all of its power, Fung effortlessly grabbed it by its ears. My man made the demon wolf prince look like a cute little dog. The wolf attacked Fung with all of its might again. This time, the attack actually hit Fung's barbecue and ruined the entire thing. Fung looked at the wolf with disgust and asked if it wanted to be eaten. The demon wolf prince couldn't believe that a human was trying to eat it. Just then, a badly beaten boy entered the market. His name was Zhang Qing. He had snuck into the Castle Peak Gate, so they beat him up really badly as he didn't have any spiritual roots. Qing fell to the ground, wondering if he would ever be able to change his fate. As he was apologizing to his uncle for failing, Fung mistook him for a girl and asked him if he was planning to steal his meat. He told Qing that if he wanted to eat, he would have to pay money. Qing got mad at him and told him that he wouldn't eat his meat even if he was starving to death. However, just as he was about to leave, the incredible smell coming from the meat stopped him, and he started feasting on the whole thing like it was free. Justice for our boy Fung. Fung asked Qing if she was driven out by the Castle Peak Gate Sect. Yeah, he was still calling him a girl. He thought to himself that Fung could have been an idol with that haircut. Fung realized that Qing was going through the same experience as him, so he told him that he could become his disciple since he was short of a man. He immediately threw the keys to the martial arts hall towards Qing and told him to look after the house as he was going to buy some seasonings. He literally met him 10 seconds ago and gave him his house keys. He didn't even give Qing a chance to speak. After half an hour, Qing Shan and his disciple entered Fung's martial arts hall. They saw weird statues and strange paintings inside the building and thought that they were some sacred artifacts. Qing saw the 2 of them enter and asked if they were guests. They told him that they were from the Castle Peak Sect. Qing got scared after hearing this since he thought that they were here to beat him up for sneaking into the sect earlier. He quickly started apologizing to them. The female disciple Lan Sued tried to get him up from the ground, but Qing Shan stopped her and said that it might be a test from Fung. They too thought that Qing was a girl and started wondering what the test was about. Qing Shan saw a feather in his hand that was used to remove dust. He started thinking to himself that the feather must be a metaphor for removing distracting thoughts, since only then can a person accomplish anything. He thought that this was their first trial from Fung and screamed at Sued to show him their sincerity. They quickly grabbed the tools and started cleaning the entire hall. Fung returned at night and told them that it was all good since they had returned to pay for the book. He also asked them to stay for dinner. Sue asked Qing Shan if he could see Fung's power level, but he told her that he was unable to see through his cultivation base. He assumed that Fung was so powerful that he couldn't even comprehend his cultivation level. The 2 of them saw him slicing some potatoes in the kitchen and were amazed by his skills. Moreover, they could see the demon wolf prince tied up by a rope. Qing Shan wondered if Fung was going to eat such a powerful monster. Sue said that if he ate the wolf, he wouldn't be spared by the demon wolf clan. But Qing Shan shut her up and told her that it was possible that Fung was even above the realm of the martial emperor. Suddenly, the wolf broke free from its clutches, but when it saw Fung holding a knife, it started begging for mercy. Qing Shan had never seen such a powerful beast beg for its life. Fung spared the wolf and made it his pet. After seeing the power of that knife, Shu asked Fung if he could give it to them. Qing Shan immediately buried her face into the ground to ask Fung about such a ridiculous artifact. Bro, she literally asked for a kitchen knife. Fung thought that they were so poor that they couldn't even afford a kitchen knife, so he gave it to them for free. Meanwhile, at the Xuan Wu sect, a messenger arrives to tell ancestor Xuan Wu that something bad has happened. He told him that Qing Shan had recently stepped into the realm of the marital king. Xuan Wu smiled and told him that he had been in the martial king realm for more than 30 years. Compared to him, Qing Shan was a mere toddler who had just learned to walk. However, he knew that there was something else that the messenger hadn't told him yet. The man informed him that Qing Shan had summoned his disciples to the square earlier that day. As the disciples gathered at the square, they wondered why their master had called them here. They saw Qing Shan standing in front of a huge rock, which was known as the Sect's test jewel. This rock was so tough that even a heavy glow with a magical weapon could only leave a few scratches on the surface. One of the teachers, Zhu, walked in and screamed at Qing Shan, asking him why he was even trying to hit the stone with just a kitchen knife. Knowing that he was going to hurt himself, the disciples started to call for medical care in advance. Meanwhile, poor Qing Shan could hear all of it. He knew how powerful that knife was, so he decided to hit the stone gently. However, as he tapped the rock, a huge explosion blew it up completely. The rock was blown up to outer space. Was there a nuclear reactor in that knife? Qing looked at the blast with the demon wolf and thought that it was a meteor shower, while Fung thought that it was a shooting star. After witnessing the power of the blade, the entire sect started cheering for Qing Shan. He was astonished by the power of the weapon, so he decided to use it as a last resort since the power of the knife was beyond his control. Back at the Xuan Wu sect, the messenger told Xuan Wu that it was impossible for Qing Shan to break through on his own and acquire such a powerful weapon. Hearing this, Xuan Wu gave the man his reward and told his disciple Linger to follow him to the sword graveyard. Not gonna lie, that is such a cool name. As they entered the graveyard, Linger reminded Xuan Wu that their master had warned them not to unseal the sword. However, my man wasn't going to stop now. He ordered her to keep going, and they finally unsealed the sword. Thousands of trapped souls came out in an instant. With this powerful sword by his side, Xuan Wu was positive that he could eradicate the Qing Shan sect without any problems. The scene changed to the disciples from the Qing Shan sect rushing to find some medical supplies in the Jiangping village. They arrived to see the entire area empty. This was due to the duel that was about to happen. If these people were exposed to even a fraction of the magical powers, they could die. Meanwhile, as the people of the village were evacuating, Fung called out to them and told them that he had found a nice place to watch the duel from afar. He offered to let them use his binoculars for a single time, just for the small price of 1 gold. Qing Shan and Xuan Wu were standing face to face on the battlefield. As soon as the fight started, Xuan Wu immediately landed a hit on Qing Shan. He was thrown back, but as his disciples came to assist him, he told them to stop and said that he was able to withstand that attack thanks to the book given to him by Fung. Qing Shan knew that he only had one hope left. However, before he could say something, Xuan Wu revealed that he knew about his magical weapon. This left Qing Shan stunned with his mouth open. Just then, Xuan Wu took out his Soul Eater sword, which could only be used once. Man, this guy knows how to name his stuff. Anyways, the sword could nullify the effects of any magical weapon, so Qing Shan thought that his time had finally come. As he took out his kitchen knife, Xuan Wu started laughing. I don't blame him, it's like taking out a toothpick in a sword fight. Xuan Wu challenged Qing Shan to show the power of his mighty kitchen knife. Meanwhile, Qing Shan was crying from inside. He was wondering what would happen to him if the knife's magical powers were consumed by the Soul Eater sword. When Fung saw that Qing Shan was about to surrender, he got mad since he had bought a lot of binoculars for this fight. He had a whole investment riding on this fight. He started shouting at Qing Shan, but Qing Shan thought that he was actually encouraging him. He thought that he had insulted the honor of the knife by thinking of surrendering in front of the enemy. Seeing him standing his ground, Xuan Wu launched his own attack with the Soul Eater sword, but to his surprise, the sword was smashed in half after he had just thrown a single blow from the kitchen knife. Linger called out to the rest of the disciples to help Xuan Wu. Meanwhile, the disciples from the castle peak gate were ready to finish them off. As they were about to capture them, Qing Shan stopped them, saying that Master Fung was watching them in silence. He told Su Wei that Fung gave him this mighty weapon so that he could maintain balance and peace. He said that they were ants compared to Fung. On the other hand, Fung was trying to stop everyone from leaving once the fight was over. To increase the hype, he even told them that there would be a fight between Godzilla and King Kong later. Fung was mad since he couldn't do any business after the fight stopped. As Fung was walking back home, he met his girlfriend Peng Ying. He asked her if she was here to meet him, but she told him that she had only come here on the orders of her master. She joined the Qing Shan with the help of another guy, and she was given the task of finding the martial expert residing in these woods. Peng Ying also told him that she was with another guy now, and he restricted her from talking to other men. She quickly bid farewell and ran away. Bro got ghosted in real life. Ying went back to her new boyfriend. He asked her about the man, but she said that she had only met Immortal in the woods who wrote books and owned a martial arts hall. Hearing this, the guy remembered what his master had told him about the expert. He thanked Ying and quickly went off to find Fung. On his way, he was scheming a plan. If the guy his master met was truly an expert, then he would only have to sit back and watch the Xuan Wu sect deal with him. He could use him as bait to let the Xuan Wu sect take out their rage and anger. In the Xuan Wu sect, Xuan Wu gets mad at his disciple Yu Wu Jia because he cannot find any information regarding Qing Shan. Wu Jia apologized and told him that he had already found out that Qing Shan got the magical weapon from an expert who lived in Jiangping City. He also owned a gym in the city. The system originally gave him the gym. He even converted that into a commercial gym. Xuan Wu couldn't believe it since he had never heard of this expert before. Linger told him that she could investigate this matter, but Xuan Wu stopped her, saying that he had found someone else for this matter. There was a blue-haired guy named Wu Chun. This guy has the typical Karen hairstyle. Xuan Wu gave him the task of finding Fung. At the Yi Feng martial arts gym, Qing was seen standing outside Fung's room. He hadn't left his room for 3 days because of his girlfriend. Qing saw the room as a complete mess and realized that Fung might be really sad. As he slowly ventured inside, he saw Fung with his back towards him. He called out to him and said that he might be able to help. As Fung turned around to see him, Qing realized that he wasn't crying. Bro was just making some barbecue. Qing saw that Fung didn't look hurt at all. He asked him about the girl, and Fung told him that she was only his childhood sweetheart. Moreover, women only affect the speed at which you make money and the speed at which you make barbecue. Qing was left standing there, unable to say a single word. Fung ordered him to go and sell the books as he wanted to change the carriage next month. Qing took a quick look at the books. The books had titles like stories of men from 3 countries, the story of a group of women and men, and the story of 3 women and 105 men. Qing wondered if anyone would even buy these books. These looked like they were written by a 6-year-old. Meanwhile, Wu Chun roams around, killing randomly while looking for Fung. As he was on his way to Jiangping City, he was stopped by an old man who warned him not to go. He told him that he was on his way to the city to meet an old acquaintance, so he was not allowed to mess around. Chum got mad at the old man and started cursing at him. The old man quickly launched a powerful attack on Chun, telling him to shut up. Chun quickly realized that he messed with the wrong old man. He knew that this guy was a league above the martial king realm. However, he was able to dodge the attack thanks to a sacred stone he had. Chun finally reached Fung's gym and stood in front of him. He was planning to destroy this gym just like he did with the other ones. The sacred stone he had in his possession was an evil object used by the founding ancestors of the Xuan Wu sect when he killed the immortals. The stone was able to turn the tides in the battle even when the situation seemed unfavorable. When Linger asked Xuan Wu why he didn't send her to find Fung, he told her that Chun possessed his sacred stone, so he was confident that the stone would protect him even if something bad were to happen. Meanwhile, as Chun tried to attack the gym, he was met with a powerful counterattack. Bro literally had a whole military-grade defense system installed in his gym. He tried to stop it using his sacred stone, but the attack was so powerful that it blew him out of existence, and the stone fell to the ground. Fung unknowingly came across the stone and wondered who had dropped it. He used the powerful sacred stone to mend one of his stairs. Later, he met with the old man, and the two of them played checkers. The old man told him that at first, he thought the two of them were at the same level, but now he can't even see through him. Meanwhile, Fung wondered what this old guy was doing at his house again. The old man thought that Fung had developed a highly advanced martial arts technique that could mask his cultivation level. As the man was playing, he accidentally put his foot on the sacred stone embedded in the ground. He started wondering if Fung was mocking him by saying that he didn't even care about treasures like this. He probably thinks this is just a normal stone. The old man made it a competition and decided to show Fung one of his own magical weapons. The old man took out a rake and asked Fung to scratch his back with it. If you couldn't tell, he was trying to flex. The old man had lost half of his life trying to obtain this 7-tooth holy rake. Anyway, when he showed it to Fung, he told him that it was rusty and that he should throw it away. Seeing the rake, Fung started tearing up. He thought that the old man was trying to show him the rake because he wanted him to fix it. This is why he kept coming back to his place to play chess. He thought to himself that it was hard being a farmer, so it wasn't surprising that the old man was anxious when something went wrong with his rake. He took the rake inside and told the old man to wait. Meanwhile, the old man was fuming with anger. As Fung was busy forging the farming tools, Ching came in and told him that the grandfather, who borrowed his kitchen knife earlier, wanted to see him. He said that they were here to pay their respects. Fung told him to let them in and said that he would join them once he was done with the tools. Ching Shan entered the martial arts gym with one of his disciples. She asked him how someone could live in a place like that since it looked so deserted. Ching Shan told her to behave as if they were inside the house of an expert. As they walked in, the disciple stepped on the sacred stone Fung had etched into the floor. She realized that Fung was using the treasure of the Xuan Wu Sect founder to mend the threshold. As they went inside, they saw Fung working on the rake and a huge dragon flying above. They both were left stunned with their mouths wide open. She couldn't believe that she was actually looking at the 7-teeth holy rake. There was a legendary weapon that was used by the Nine Heavens' profound goddess to eradicate the demons in Shengjing. Since it was so hard to believe, she started to think that it must be fake. However, Ching Shan told her that it wasn't fake. You could see the old man sitting in the distance. Since his body emitted the same energy as the rake, he figured that he must be the one who owned it. He told the disciples that people who could use sacred weapons since ancient times were at least above the realm of the martial emperor. After taking a closer look at the old man, Ching Shan realized that he looked similar to the madman who slaughtered the 6 towns of Xinjiang. He had been missing for 30 years. The old man suddenly looked back at the two of them, which terrified them completely. However, he politely asked them if they were here to see Fung and offered them a cup of tea. The disciple told Ching Shan that they should hand over the knife and gift to the expert and leave, but he said that it was too late. He could see literal dragons coming out of the room where Fung was forging the tools. After he was done fixing the rake, he showed it to them, and as usual, they couldn't believe what they were seeing. The 7-tooth rake was a semi-holy weapon before, but now it had been transformed into a true holy weapon. It was so powerful that one could even dominate the entire world with it. The disciple saw Fung walking towards them and got scared. I mean, the way he is walking right now would make me scared too. Ching Shan told her to stay calm and learn from the old man who saw such a spectacular scene but didn't even flinch. Deep inside, the old man was losing his mind. He couldn't believe that his broken holy weapon had been converted into a truly holy weapon. Fung handed over the rake to him and told him that it wasn't for free, but he would give him a 50% discount. The old man told him that he couldn't afford the rake even if he gave him a discount. He had already spent his entire fortune and half of his life while obtaining the rake. Now, he had nothing left to give. Fung realized that the old man was broke, so he decided to give him the rake for free. Imagine your most precious weapon being mistaken for a farming tool. The old man started crying and told Fung that he would forever remember his kind act. He even made vows to the heaven and earth. Meanwhile, Fung found it embarrassing that an old man on his deathbed would do such a thing. Ching Shan couldn't believe that he saw the vows of heaven and earth in his lifetime. Bro felt like he had fulfilled his life's purpose. The disciple asked him about the vows of heaven and earth. He told her that it was a contract that could only be signed by martial emperors. Once the contract was signed, it couldn't be violated. The old man told Fung that the contract had been established and that he would do anything he told him to. Fung asked him if he was being for real. The old man ran out of the house, screaming that he would do anything he asked him to do since the contract had already been signed. Meanwhile, Fung wondered what that stupid old man was doing. He said that he didn't even care about the heaven contract. He then turned towards Ching Shan and the disciples and asked them what they were doing there. They handed him a flame orb as a gift, but to Fung, it was just an ordinary glass ball. He thanked them for the gift, saying that it felt warm. He was planning to use it as a warm baby in the winter. The two of them couldn't stop crying since Fung actually liked their gift. Fung told them that he had written a new novel and was willing to give it to them as a gift. The girl immediately took the novel since she thought it was full of pure martial arts. After acquiring the book, the two of them quickly said their goodbyes and rushed back. Fung saw them run away and guessed that they might have been fans of his writing. Just as he was thinking, he saw Ching return with a huge horse carriage. Fung got mad and asked him how he could spend so much money. He could have simply come back with a donkey cart. Qing told him that he wanted to prepare the best carriage for him since he was going out. Fung could feel the gold coins leaving his body. He told Qing that it was fine since he would become a billionaire once he came back. When Fung asked him what he was planning to do, he just winked at him and told him that he would know once he was back. Meanwhile, at the castle peak gate, Qing Shan and his disciple were fighting for the book. He told her that the knowledge within this book was too deep for her conscience, and she wouldn't even understand it. As he took the book from her, she told him that in ancient times, Jianping used to be the place where the immortal families practiced. He told her that it was not an ordinary place. The disciple asked him what it had to do with Fung, and he said that he might be participating in the next big game. Fung went to the Pingzhong Chamber of Commerce to take his books with him. He said to himself that his financial situation was now beyond any help. However, if he made the deal, he wouldn't have to worry about it anymore. He was taken to the guest room to meet the boss named Mao. As the two of them had tea, Mao told him that he had read his novels, and they were all wonderful. He mentioned the Stardust and Taurus part, but Fung couldn't even remember writing anything like that. Fung reminded him that he had promised to continue publishing his books. However, Mao refused to publish his novels and called them childish. He told him that there were a bunch of people who were dependent on him to feed, so he couldn't publish stuff that didn't pay off. After disrespecting his entire career, he told Fung not to take it personally. He laughed and offered him money to try somewhere else. But Fung was done asking him for help. He stood up and left. After Fung left, Mao's daughter entered the room and asked him who it was. She reminded him that he promised to introduce her to the author of The Dream of Red Mansions. The daughter asked him if the guy who had just left was the author. Mao told her that the person wouldn't publish any more books from their company. The daughter got sad hearing this and asked him why he was saying this. He told her that the guy was a poor peasant, and if he didn't help him, he would have no chance to publish a book. He also told the daughter to focus on studying business even though she didn't like it. My man called out the security on his own daughter and ordered him not to let her leave until she had checked all the accounts from the previous 3 days. I think he just wants to save the cost of hiring an accountant. Anyways, Fung was sitting alone at home, looking like he had given up on life. Just then, Stu-wei and her sister arrived at the scene. They asked him what was wrong, and Fung told him how his book got rejected at the Chamber of Commerce. Stu-wei said that she didn't expect him to be the author of the most popular novels in Jianping City. She then gave him a bucket of fruits as a gift from her master. Stu-wei's little sister told Fung that Stu-wei had been enjoying reading his novels recently. Stu-wei tried to shut her up, but she transformed into the Hulk again. Fung thought that she had some kind of disease as he sat down to eat fruits. Stu-wei couldn't help but think about all the good things about him. Her sneaky sister sensed that she was interested in him, so she hatched a plan. She told Fung that she could help him publish his book. Fung got excited and asked her how she would do it. She told him that her father was the chairman of the Fung Chamber of Commerce. However, before she published his books, she had one small condition. He had to kiss Stu-wei. Meanwhile, Fung thought about what she had just asked. He had been single for a long time. It was the first time Fung had heard such a strange request. Also, he finally had the chance to get in touch with the girl after so long. He made a grizzled face and got ready to kiss her. However, before they could actually kiss, Stu-wei started having different visions and wondered if Fung was sacrificing himself for the kiss. She pulled back and told him that she was unworthy to be kissed by him. Stu-wei then said that they should go to the publishing company to discuss the book publishing. Meanwhile, Fung was left wondering if good even existed in this world anymore. At the Fung Chamber of Commerce, Fung was introduced to Yin Xiaong, who was the chairman. Stu-wei's sister immediately jumped into her father's arms. Shi Yaoang asked Stu-wei about Fung, but she said that she couldn't reveal much about him. She told him that he must refer to him as Mr. Fung. Shi Yaoang was shocked and couldn't believe that his niece had brought such a person who was even respected by the Sect leader Qing Shan. He immediately went to Fung and asked him if he liked the refreshments. Fung thanked him for the drink, but before he could say anything else, Shi Yaoang immediately spoke up and told him that the entire publishing would be handled by the Chamber of Commerce. They would even help him out with typesetting, handwriting, and printing. The butler told him that the Chamber of Commerce currently focused on jewelry, gold, and silver. There was the critical moment for the classification of the first-tier Chamber of Commerce. If they tried to move on to something else, like publishing a book, the market could easily be invaded by the Xinjiang Chamber of Commerce. Shi Yaoang kicked him to the ground and asked him how he could say something so stupid. Hearing this, Fung told him that it wasn't necessary since their original business wasn't publishing books. Shi Yaoang assured him that it was all fine. He said that the Chamber of Commerce was preparing to open up the cultural market. His daughter just happened to buy one of his books, and that is how he found him. After a few days, Fung's book was published with the title The Supreme Treasure and Xixia Fairy. The book was a smash hit, and it sold thousands of copies in the first few days. This craze for books spread even outside the city. Stu Wei was also reading Fung's book when she saw one of the disciples returning back. The disciple asked why everyone was slacking off since she could only see a few disciples in the martial arts field. Stu Wei handed her the book and told her that ever since it was published, everyone in Jinping had been reading it. Everyone was so involved with this book that they didn't even have time for anything else. Hearing that the book was written by Fung, the disciple quickly grabbed it and went back to her retreat. Outside, everyone was busy talking about the book. People even quoted lines from the book to their lovers. The spies from the Qingshan sect were busy looking for Chen. One of them said that since they couldn't find any trace of him, they should just assume the worst. Back in Pingjiang Chamber of Commerce, a meeting was being held between executives. They were talking about being the first-level chamber of commerce in their city. The revenue of the Baofeng Chamber of Commerce was 20% higher than theirs. Moreover, their reputation had also risen. One of the members said that they needed to do something quickly, otherwise they might lose the title of the first level. Mao thought back to his mistake when he rejected Fung's offer to publish his book. He looked like a fool now. One member told him that he heard that the author of the book had come to the chairman first, but the chairman sent him away. The chairman's decision was now causing the whole Chamber of Commerce to pay for it. He said that if they lost the selection of the first-level Chamber of Commerce due to this, the chairman would have to resign. My man is about to lose his job. Mao got furious after hearing that and told them that he was the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce and that he had his own way of doing things. He immediately ordered a gift to be prepared and took one of the members, Yi, with him. Back in the martial arts gym kitchen, Cheng was still eating vegetables. He reminded Fung that he said they would eat meat once the book was sold. Fung made a straight face and told him that he was trying to figure out a way to make tofu taste like meat. I think he is slowly losing it. Fung thought to himself that now that his book was published, he would get some money. He hoped that they wouldn't treat him like the Pingjiang Chamber of Commerce. As Fung was thinking, the butler from the Baofeng Chamber of Commerce entered the martial arts building. Fung ran up to him and said that he was right on time. He then asked him where his money was. He even gave him alternatives for storing money. Bro doesn't compromise when it comes to getting money. The butler handed him a card and informed him that there were 100,000 gold coins inside the card. He said that the Chamber of Commerce would deposit the monthly book sales into this card for him. Fung couldn't help but let out his greedy side. The butler thought that he had made the payment late, so Fung was mad at him. He decided to hurry back and report this behavior to the chairman. On the other hand, Fung was feeling like the happiest man alive. He said that he had finally found the happiness that only rich people knew. Fung even started dancing in excitement. Just then, he saw Chairman Mao enter the martial arts gym with another guy. Fung asked him why he was there, and Mao told him that he was there to apologize for what happened last time. He gave him 1,000 gold coins as a gift and asked him if he was impressed. Fung told Mao to say things directly. Mao started yapping about cultural renaissance and stuff. However, what he really wanted was to cash in on the profits that the book would generate. When Fung rejected him, he offered him 10,000 gold coins, thinking that he might have given in to greed. However, Fung pulled out his Bao Jiang Chamber of Commerce card, which had a minimum deposit of 100,000, and told Qing to send it off. Back at Suan Wu Sect, Linger returned with the news that Chun had been missing for some time. She told the leader that there was definitely something wrong. Suan Wu called out to a guy named Wu Feng. As soon as he was called, Wu Feng appeared out of thin air. Suan Wu ordered him to go down the mountain and look for Chun. Suan Wu said that Wu Feng's speed was unmatched by anyone out there. He was so fast that even if one could spot him, they would not be able to see his body. Feng was about to leave the martial arts building, so he told his pet demon wolf, Kai, to look after it. He even promised to bring him some bones when he came back from the celebration party. Bro was treating a demon wolf like a dog. After Feng was gone, he looked at the paintings on the wall of the pavilion and wondered how strong he actually was to be able to draw such art. He thought to himself that with the paintings there, only a few people in the world could harm this pavilion, but Feng still chose him to defend this place. Suddenly, he felt a presence around him. It was Wu Feng's aura. He was finally in the city. Wu Feng was stopped in his tracks by an old man who was slowly moving his cart. He quickly got rid of the old man and continued on his way towards the gym. He entered the pavilion and started screaming about killing everyone inside. Kai started running while crying since he knew he couldn't beat the guy in his current form. However, Just as the man tried to get any closer, the paintings came to life and banished that guy from existence. Kai finally understood that Fung had reached a level of cultivation that was beyond his prying eyes. Not only did he not hurt Kai, but he also made sure to protect him. He thought that Fung had left him alone to teach him a lesson. He decided to be a good dog from then on. The scene shifted to the Bao Jian Chamber of Commerce, where they were having a meeting about Fung. The chairman said that it was important to have a good relationship with Fung. Therefore, they were planning to increase his share. It was previously reported to them that he was unhappy with his share. The chairman also told Suet to maintain a good relationship with Fung. Fung was stopped on his way to the Chamber of Commerce by his ex-girlfriend. She reminded him about how she told him not to meet her again. Fung said that he was on his way toward the Chamber of Commerce, and if she hadn't bumped into him on his way, he would have never met her. As they were talking, Wu Jie stepped in and asked why she was talking to this guy. She told him that she would never talk to a lowly human like him. Jie got mad and decided to leave Fung on the spot. However, before he could do anything, Stue came in clutch and blocked his attack. At the same time, the little sister joined in. I feel wrong calling her little since she can transform into a 6-foot bodybuilder. The two of them beat Jia to a pulp and started apologizing to Fung. The ex-girlfriend was left shocked since she couldn't understand why the personal disciple of Master Qingshan would behave so respectfully with a mortal like Fung. After that, Stue turned towards the girl Peng Ying and asked her who she was. Before she could say anything, Stue used her magic to figure out everything about her. She found out that Peng Ying was unqualified to become a disciple of the Qingshan Sect. However, someone still allowed her to join. Stue told her that she was expelled from the sect. Hearing this, she started laughing and insulting Fung. Stue slapped her on the face and shut her up. Peng Ying couldn't believe what was happening. She had paid countless amounts to be included in the sect, but now she was being expelled out of nowhere. At the Xuan Wu sect, Xuan Wu and Ling were meditating together. He told her that he could sense her breath being disturbed and asked if there was anything wrong. She told him that it was a mistake to send Chun and Wu Feng alone to investigate the expert since the two of them would definitely go to his door and try to kill him. They had no chance of going against a master who possessed such a powerful magical weapon. She requested that Xuan Wu send her to investigate it by herself. After getting permission, she went to a hotel in Jianping and asked the guy if he knew someone there who had written books and even ran a martial arts gym. The guy told her that the information was not easy to find, so he wouldn't give it out for free. Linger swiftly stabbed the table with her sword and asked him what he was saying. Upon seeing the sword, he switched up his attitude and told her everything she wanted to know. He even offered to lead her to his home. That's the power of a mighty sword. Meanwhile, as Fung got back home, he brought some bones and meat for Kai. However, Kai straight up ignored everything and left. Fung saw Kai bring a bone from somewhere else. He thought that Kai must have stolen it from the neighboring houses, and that's why he ignored the bones and meat earlier. Kai began thinking of what had happened to Wu Feng earlier. He began to wonder if Feng wanted him to see all of that so he could know what would happen if he didn't obey him. At the same time, Qing brought a rag and gave it to Feng. He said that the house hadn't been cleaned for a while, so they should use it to wipe out the dust. Seeing how dirty the house was, Feng thought it was okay for him to keep the bone as a toy. He decided to use it as a toy and threw it away. My man literally called his pet Pikachu. Anyways, Linger coincidentally caught the bone of the wolf demon, aka Kai. Wasn't gonna let her take his toy. He tried snatching it away from him. Feng was wondering why this girl was acting so weird. Suddenly, he saw blood coming out of her mouth. He got worried and told her to come inside as he had little knowledge about medicine. Linger told him that she was fine and said that she wouldn't bother him. Feng guessed that the reason she was pulling the bone out was probably because it belonged to her family. That was probably because she vomited blood after seeing a bone. Linger was left stunned and sweating. She thought that Feng had seen right through her and called him a devil. Feng told her that there was only one bone left and that he was willing to give it to her at the market price. Anyways, Linger got scared of him and ran away. Meanwhile, Feng talks to Qing about how the woman is perfectly fine since she can run like that. Kai was thinking about how Feng was able to see through Linger's mask and instantly caused her chi and blood to attack her heart. Linger finally reached the Xuan Wu sect and told the leader about everything she had found. She told him that he was playing with a magical bone like it was a toy. Xuan Wu punched the wall with anger as he got checkmated by Feng. Panic spread throughout the clan. Xuan Wu asked her about his other two treasures, and Linger said that Feng was using his stone to mend the threshold while he was using the swift cloak as a rag to wipe the dust. Hearing this made Xuan Wu laugh out loud. He said that Fung was even more ruthless than him. Linger warned him that Fung was very clever since he saw right through her disguise but didn't kill her since he wanted her to send his message that if they did anything wrong, they would pay the price. Suan Wu took that as a threat and told all of his disciples to get ready to launch an all-out attack on Fung. Linger summoned one of her dead soldiers named Zhang Sun. Suan Wu ordered him to sneak inside Fung's martial arts pavilion and told him the details of everything inside. Linger warned him that she couldn't see through Fung's strength since he was so powerful. He was the type of person who could kill others just by their breath. She also told him not to show any hostility since he would also have to suffer the same fate as Chun and Wu Feng. Suan Wu just realized that the knife he saw in Qing Shan's hand might as well be the work of Fung, which meant that he was even more powerful than they initially imagined. Suan Wu warned them of Fung's powers and told them not to provoke him. He also promised to take care of their families if they didn't make it back. Bro was sending them to their deaths. Seeing Suan Wu so serious about this, Linger thought that her master had finally realized how terrifying their opponent was. After hearing all of this, Sun asked him what would happen if he could make it back alive. Suan Wu promised to make him a direct disciple if he made it back. He also got the option to choose any one of the elders in the sect to be his master. On the other hand, Fung was chilling in his chair and enjoying being alive. Fung told Qing that the weather was quite damp the other day, so they had to take down the 18 paintings in the front hall and let them dry in the sun. However, they should dry these paintings in the yard since they might get blown away by the wind. He told him that the paintings might look useless, but they were a lot of net worth. Suddenly, he heard someone at the gym door. It was Sun. He analyzed the gym from the outside and thought that it looked like any normal martial arts gym. However, there was one small problem. It was even worse than most gyms. Fung looked at Sun and thought that he might be a martial arts genius. He told him that they had a discount on registrations. Sun walked in and unknowingly asked him for directions to the Suan Wu sect. After hearing that name, Fung made a serious expression and started staring at him. Meanwhile, Sun thought that his life was over. After a moment of silence, Fung gave him directions to the Suan Wu sect. This shocked Sun, and he wondered if Fung was trying to kill him slowly or if killing him was just a waste of time for him. Meanwhile, Fung was upset that such a wise guy was looking down on his martial arts gym. Sun started to think that Fung was actually an ordinary man. He tried to test it by provoking him. He told him that his gym looked quite deserted. This hit my man like a dagger straight in the heart. Fung simply told him to leave since he didn't have anything else to say. Sun thought of this as further proof of his theory. He started laughing and ran back to his sect, expecting a promotion. As soon as he left, the old man showed up with a bunch of his martial ancestor friends. Fung invited them all in, thinking that they were the old man's farmer friends who used to rake the fields together. Meanwhile, the martial ancestors wondered what was so special about Fung that the old man called them all to meet him. The old man told them to shut up and said that he should be grateful he even brought him here for a visit. The martial ancestors saw the sacred stone embedded into the steps and knew that their trip was not a loss. As they walked inside, they saw Cheng using the swift cloak to wipe out dust. The ancestors soon realized that everything in that gym was an ancient relic, and Fung could easily boy mountains if he wanted. He told all of them to sit in the hall outside. All of them were astonished to see the paintings he kept outside. They felt like they had traveled to a different dimension. After a while, Fung told them to come sit inside, but they insisted on staying out. He told the Qing that they were humble farmers, so they should let them be. Fung had to leave for something, so he told Qing to look after the farmers while he was gone. Meanwhile, Sun returned alive to the Suan Wu sect. He made a proud face and told them that Fung did not possess any extraordinary powers and was just an ordinary human. Hearing this, Suan Wu got mad and asked him if he was lying. Sun swore on his life that he wasn't lying and told them that Fung was fooling all of them by pretending to be strong. He also told them that there must have been some misunderstanding about Chun and Wu Feng's death, and he was confident that they were still alive. Suan Wu decided that he would go visit the gym himself this time and figure out what was inside. Bro is about to get his life perspective changed. The scene changed to the entire Suan Wu sect running into Jiangping City. As they ran in, Linger noticed a bunch of old folks sitting at the gate of Fung's martial arts gym. She asked Suan Wu if it could be a trick. He told her not to waste time and ordered the rest of his guys not to let a single person get out alive. He decided to take care of the old men by himself since he thought that they might be Fung's relatives. Suan Wu noticed that the men didn't even move an inch, even when he was about to kill them with his attack. However, Just as he got close to them, the old man opened his eyes and asked who dared to disturb their peaceful time. Suan Wu quickly realized that they were not ordinary old men, but all of them were ancestral martial artists. The half-blind guy was Limo, who possessed a fortune-telling relic. The monkey-looking guy was Chushi, who rebelled against the sect and slaughtered them all. The mage guy was named Sun Zhengge, and he started practicing evil to change his fate. Finally, the old man was called Wu Yanghong, and he possessed the nine-toothed holy rake. When he finally realized who he was up against, Suan Wu almost screamed his soul out. He tried to run away, but Sun Zhengge grabbed his leg, stopping him from running. Linger recognized that something was wrong with the old men, so she tried to help her master, but she was stopped by a barrier. My man was literally stuck with these old men now. Yang Hong asked him how he dared to try to attack them, but Suan Wu switched up and told them that they were mistaken. He started apologizing and told them that his only intention was to destroy the gym. This made them even angrier, but as they were about to kill him, Yang Hong stopped them, saying that if they killed him there, it would stain Fung's ground and it might cause him to get angry. As they were talking, Fung finally came back and told them that he was going out to buy an ingredient. Fung saw Suan Wu on the floor, and just as Yang Hong was about to tell him, he said that he already knew why he was there. The four of them calmed down since they thought that Fung knew everything already, so there was no need for them to do anything. They asked him what he planned on doing with Suan Wu. Hearing this, Suan Wu realized that his whole life was in Fung's hands now. They told Fung that it was his decision to make since he owned the gym. Suan Wu looked at Fung for his response, but Fung told him that he had nothing to say. However, since Suan Wu made a mistake, he had to face the consequences. Fung made something up about helping the younger generation and ran away after telling them to take care of it by themselves. The old men started sweating, thinking that it was another one of Fung's tests for them. They assumed that if they didn't handle this situation properly, they might face the same fate as Suan Wu. All this time, Suan Wu wondered if he could leave. The men talked to themselves about how they almost made a big mistake. They thought that Fung wanted them to punish the arrogant people, but they went a little overboard. Yan Kang told Suan Wu to take out his bag. Suan Wu quickly took it out and handed it over to them, hoping that it would spare his life. However, as he was about to run, Sun Zhengge cast a celestial poison spell on his remaining arm and told him that it would start spreading to his body in 3 days. Suan Wu's life depended on fate now. The scene then shifted to the Suan Wu Sect building, where Suan Wu was seen beating the crap out of Sun. All of this started because he told them that Fung was a mere mortal. One of the disciples asked Suan Wu what their next plan was and told him that they could go for revenge. Suan Wu stomped his foot in rage and told him that there was no way for them to get revenge as it would mean death for all of them. He told them that in front of such overwhelming strength, their best strategy was to let go of their hatred. They had more important matters to deal with, such as trying to protect themselves from the Qingshan sect. Linger asked him what he meant by that, and he explained that both of these sects had been at war for a long time. All that time, the balance of power never shifted either way. However, upon the arrival of Fung, the Qingshan sect got the advantage since they were on good terms with him. Their only chance of surviving was to get close to Fung, so Suan Wu told Linger that it was upon her to save the sect and try to get close to Fung using her beauty and charm. Linger hesitated at first since she was scared, but eventually agreed when Suan Wu started talking about their sect's future. At the Pingjiang Chamber of Commerce, something similar was happening. Mao called out his daughter and asked her what she thought of Fung as an author. She told him that she thought he was handsome despite never meeting him in person. Hearing this, he told her that their company couldn't keep up with the Bao Feng Chamber of Commerce because of Fung's books. So he asked her if she was willing to get close to Fung so they could call him out to their side. The daughter agreed to the mission since she already liked Fung.